So I thought this news went a little bit under the radar when it came out unexpectedly on Wednesday night. The Bucks family is selling the Los Angeles Lakers to the current majority owner, actually, of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Mark Walter. Now, I don't know a ton about this guy, obviously, besides the fact that he is majorly successful. I mean, he buys a professional basketball team for $10 billion. Think about that. There's no chance that anybody who's a big fan of a sports team in the world now, who's been a lifelong fan, will be able to buy a sports team in the future. There's going to be financial moguls, I think, mostly who are investing in these teams, and maybe they are passionate and well known sports fans, but they're not, you won't see, for example, a diehard, Lakers fan be able to buy the team anymore. It's just going to go to these wealthy businessmen. But the one thing Mark has done was with the Dodgers is really be empowerment, be supportive, give out financially when he can. I mean, it's unbelievable what the LA Dodgers are doing. We talked about them coming into this season as maybe the most stacked MLB roster of all time. The fact that they could field an entire National League All-Star team right just by themselves. And yes, baseball is different than basketball, though you could argue that with the new, second apron, which is really a hard cap, sort of the NFL model of the NBA salary cap, but you can still pay it, right? If you're a big Bucks owner, if the owner's willing to pay it. So it sort of has that NFL and Major League Baseball salary cap, no salary cap feel to it in the NBA. And again, this guy is hyper aggressive, right? He will go out, he will get Shohei Ohtani. He will pay for the best facilities. He will pay for the best training. He will pay for the best players. He will pay for the best manager. And the other thing is, he is patient, right? The Dodgers could have moved off Dave Roberts years ago. They stuck with him, and he ends up being a World Series champion now. I think the guy is innovative. I think he's smart, and I don't think he's rigid. And I think that, really over the last, near 2 decades, 15 years. I mean, if you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, since they won the championship in 2010 with Kobe Bryant and crew and they went back to back, I believe they only have a grand total of like 4 or 5 playoff appearances. Obviously, only one finals appearance since that time, which was the 2020 bubble. Only the two conference finals appearances, which would be the 2020 bubble and then the 2023 series where they got swept by Denver. And really, after that 2010 championship, for the last 6+ years, Kobe Bryant was there irrelevant. Magic Johnson takes over the team. They draft Lonzo Ball, number 2 overall. They could not sniff being a good basketball team with Kyle Kuzma and Swaggy P and those guys. Then obviously they get LeBron. Remember that team had no shooting around him his first year in LA. Again, the likes of Swaggy P, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo, Lance Stevenson. And then obviously Magic leaves the front office for Rob Pelinka, and Rob Pelinka has been able to grab Anthony Davis. He did able to turn Anthony Davis into Luka Doncic. But if I'm a Lakers fan, we all thought, oh, they got Luka, the Mavericks traded Luka. We're all pounding Nico Harrison, obviously. How could the Mavericks trade Luka? And what's very interesting is, remember, Mark Cuban sold the Dallas Mavericks. And Mark Cuban said, I'm still going to be involved in the organization the same way Jeanie Buss said, I'm still going to be involved in the organization with the Los Angeles Lakers. Yet Mark Cuban had no idea that Luka Doncic was on the move to Los Angeles. So I would say so. Will Jeanie Buss have in the organization? And the thing is, over the last 3, 4 years, even with the Luka trade, right? LeBron has had a lot of influence on the Lakers. I mean, the only reason why Russell Westbrook became a Laker was because of LeBron. The reason why Anthony Davis became a Laker was because of LeBron. And it'll be very interesting. I think one of the things that we're not talking about going into this NBA offseason is, listen, we all expect LeBron to be back with the Lakers. They brought back Luka. There really is no reason for LeBron to leave unless he would go want to play for the minimum somewhere like a Cleveland, try to win the Cavaliers another championship. We all expect him to stay, but technically he doesn't have to, right? And there's already been, as I mentioned, concerns out of LA about Luka's weight, Luka's work habits. The same thing we heard out of Dallas, which is the reason why they traded Luka. And then obviously it worked out because they get the number one pick in Cooper Flag. But you're already hearing JJ Redick talk about conditioning and being in shape and just being a willing defender. So, as good as Luka Doncic is, this new ownership is going to have a lot of say in the Los Angeles Lakers direction moving forward. They want a team that can be competitive, that can be championship contenders. Maybe not make it to the NBA Finals or win the NBA Finals every year, but I'm talking, being dusted in the second round is not going to count it for somebody that bought this team for $10 billion. They're going to want to compete with the likes of Anthony Edwards and SGA and Nikola Jokic up there, in the Houston Rockets, who just gave Ime Udoka a contract extension. They want to be up there in that upper echelon of the Western Conference. And you got LeBron, who I still think is a top five offensive player in the game. You got Luka, who I think is a top three player, top four player in this sport. You don't really have anything else. And so with this second apron now, I know this guy isn't going to take over majority here for a couple years, and Jeanie Buss is still going to run the show, and we'll see how long this gets finalized. But how quick is it going to be until this guy says, I now technically do own the majority of this team. Let's go get a Marvin Williams type big man. Let's go surround LeBron and Luka with more shooters. Let's go get more defenders. Let's go get a better depth for JJ Redick. We're just watching the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals. Both these teams have, at least Oklahoma City in their case, has a superstar. They have budding stars in Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren, but they have a great bench surrounding them, right? Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe, the other Jalen Williams, Arvin Steen, etc. When the Lakers won their championship in 2020, you had LeBron, you had AD, but you also had the likes of JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, great rim protection, Alex Caruso, Avery Bradley, great defenders, Kyle Kuzma, another big wing that you could throw bodies at, who can score the basketball. So again, I don't think the Lakers are anywhere near championship contention. I think this guy is hyper aggressive. He will invest in the LA Lakers. They will have the best facilities in town. The Intuit Dome is amazing for the Clippers and their new practice facility, but the Lakers are going to end up having the best resources, the best staff, the best facilities. I do think this guy likes to turn younger. He's not old and rigid. I think he's going to like what JJ Redick personally does as a coach and sort of the more innovative offense. And I think over time, we're going to see JJ Redick run his version of the NBA, which is obviously 3-and-D and not a lot of layups. I think that's the team that JJ Redick wants to run. And so I think JJ Redick is going to advocate. Let's keep LeBron. Let's keep Luka. Though let's make Luka the vocal point, the number one in the offense. Let's move LeBron, maybe put him in the post some more, right? Get him off the ball. Maybe have LeBron actually spend more time on the defensive end of the floor, being the lockdown defender, trying to make up for what Luka is not, obviously, as a defender. And then offensively, instead of Luka just pounding the pavement with the ball and making either a great pass or scoring and putting up near triple double numbers, let's move the ball. Let's get more shooters on the cheap. Let's coach these guys up. Maybe not. They move on Austin Reaves. I know JJ Redick really likes him as a player, as a third dynamic guy. Who the best thing about Austin Reaves you can say is he can catch and shoot, he can defend. But I think the benefit for Austin Reaves is he can also create his own shot. And what team in the NBA can say you have three guys, Luka, LeBron, Austin Reaves, that can create their own shot? I think that's a real benefit for this team, who, again, I think they need to put better defenders and better 3-point shooting around those three guys. But overall, man, the Dodgers are not obviously dysfunctional. They are well run. The Los Angeles Lakers, the past decade, minus 2020, have been not well run. It's a mom and pop shop. It's a family business. It's more family over basketball. They think that they're the LA Lakers. just because of the LA Lakers. They're going to get all these stars. They're going to win the championship. It's just not the way it works in today's NBA, where market size matters less than it did a decade ago. It obviously matters way less than it does in baseball. But again, very much like the MLB, where it does not have a salary cap, the NBA now does have sort of a hard cap with the second apron, like the NFL. But some owners are willing to go into the luxury tax. I suspect that this guy here, Matt Walter, will do so. And I think the LA Lakers, I think this is good news for the Lakers moving forward as a franchise. And I think they may finally one day get back to being the glory franchise in the NBA once again. Like that clip from the Brand Sports Podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brand Sports Podcast right here on YouTube.